bit different with the persuasive speeches. And with the informative speeches, we immediately started comments about the speech and the content and delivery. So for the persuasive speeches, after each speaker is finished, the first thing I'm going to do is call upon all of you, your voting members, on deciding on whether or not we're passing what's being proposed by the speaker. And then I'll ask how many people are against it. Once again, that has no bearing on the speaker's grade. It's just done for fun, and it helps generate some interesting discussion on it. So for this speech, raise your hand if you support the continuation of funding for research and development of electronic vehicles, and you're going to consider purchasing an electric vehicle the next time you're out looking for a car. Raise your hand if you agree with that. That's over half of the class. Hands down, all those opposed? No, one, okay. All right, so essentially the speech passes in terms of the persuasive ability of getting people on board there. Once again, that's no bearing on the grade, just done for fun. Now we'll open the floor up. If anybody has any questions or comments, put your hand up. We'll start with you. Otherwise, I'll call on some people. And when we comment, it could be anything. So you could talk about the what you found persuasive about it. If you have counter arguments against it, you can share those with us. If you want to talk about delivery, anything goes with the discussion. Does anybody have any comments to start us off? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question and a comment. So,
okay.
Is the lecture speech is really good, informative, or no, persuasive. But I have a question concerning electric cars. I don't know if you know, but how does electric electric voltage work? Like, because I know that there's certain places that have electric parking, but not everywhere. So how much does it obtain, or how much does it hold for like electric cars? Because I feel like if you have an electric car, you don't have a lot of electric in your vehicle. You only go so far. That's why I'm looking at.
Yeah, if you'd like to. Sometimes we get some tough questions we're not sure about the answer, and that's fine too. So if you'd like to, go ahead.
I think it's a good question. That's why we need to support, because now it's improving and developing. And then you can see that Bay Area, we like school, we have electric, which will save us a ton of money. And also, every distance now the company is trying to build more electric building to convenient the electrical vehicle. So for example, that if you're not starting using a car, you can start using scooter or electric bike, which is more convenient for yourself. So you don't need to using the outside sources. Once you have rechargeable batteries to work for you, bring to anywhere, but definitely it's not far away. But at least we have this option. That's why we need to support and continue doing that. We know that the oil will be decreasing. We won't be have oil for future. That's why we need to have an electric transportation in the future. Thank you.
Wait, we still got some more comments and discussion. We'll save the applause for the end of it all. Nathaniel, you're going to be our next speaker. What do you think about Lily's speech?
That was very detailed and really did our research, and the visuals really helped, and very convincing.
Jesky, your comments, please.
Okay. I wonder how does the electric car cost? I want to buy it, but it's more expensive. And actually, the last semester I discussed with my professor, was like, how we provide the electric. It costs and something else. It's not just the oil something, right? It costs another thing else. So.
Thank you, Jessica. I think that's a great question. And I was thinking about that same thing as when we started having oil, and the price is increasing as well. And how can we be smile using the oil? Same thing. As much as people using, the cost will be decreasing. As I showed you this slide before, the battery is decreasing starting from 2018 until now. You can see the battery is decreasing and decreasing. Same as the other thing connected to electric. I believe in future, if we have more people to support the electric transportation, we will have that benefit for our life. And also enough for our health, also for the environment. So we
On, your comments on the speech, please.
I just got in.
Okay, I'll have to comment on a different one. How about Pinnell?
I thought she did an excellent job. Could tell she was really prepared. The lecture topic is relevant to not only just like our age group. Climate change is like a big issue within people our age, and also in California there's a lot of investments for electric vehicles, renewable energy, things like that.
Favory?
She did a great job on persuading me. I liked how she did her research on it.
And then I'll ask this question towards the end of the discussion. Does anybody have any other counter arguments against this that they'd like to share, additional comments on the speech or on the topic? Very compelling argument. When we look at this structurally, she did a real good job with the research. Understanding we only have a limited amount of time. We had 7 to 10 minutes for the persuasive speeches. Did a real good job of researching this, understanding it, and using just a lot of different persuasive appeals to get us on board with going along with what she's proposing here. It is a very challenging topic, and I like the language she was using. We didn't have to have a big background in auto mechanics or science to understand what she was talking about. I liked her momentum to this. She was just on a roll up there, excited to be there to share this information with us, connecting with people in different areas of the room, and just very well thought out and polished up there. And I thought along with that, she did some really good, just thought-provoking answers to some of the questions that came her way afterwards, which once again is not a part of the grade. But when we think about any technology, the more people who get on board, oftentimes just when there's that demand, companies are going to pay attention to it. They're going to adapt. We're seeing already more parking spaces for electric vehicles. We're seeing the cost come down already. And I thought you did a real good job of just explaining how this environmental need is out there. And this is a big part of something that could be done about it. And how she included a big picture analysis along with something that we could do as individuals in thinking about when we're going to purchase a vehicle next time, perhaps it's going to be an electric one. So great delivery, content was solid, really good job of connecting with the audience, which is probably the hardest part of this assignment. And think of putting it all together, given the limited amount of time, did a great job up there. So thank you very much for sharing that speech.